Hi, I am Judy Isaacson, for those of you who don't know me, and I am here with my friend Sheryl Branyon, and she is not in her comfort zone today. Are you, Sheryl? No, she does not like being on video. She loves to talk. She can talk your ear off if it's one-on-one or maybe two-on-one, or sometimes even three-on-one. But this whole video thing is not comfortable for her. So what we're trying to do is to get you to go out of your comfort zone here at Workout 32789. And Sheryl definitely stepped out of her comfort zone a year ago. Well, it's a year ago, and it's November. November. So 13 months ago, Sheryl, who has worked in the veterinary business all her life, applied for our job here at Workout 32789 as a general manager and, just working the desk and talking to people. So tell us why you were uncomfortable doing that, first of all.
It was something I've never done before. I didn't feel like I had the skill set, and I certainly didn't have the physicality.
Okay, so, because most people who want to walk into a gym think, everyone needs to look pretty. And what I saw was Sheryl, immediately, first of all, she likes cats, and she had cats on her ankles, and we have cats outside, and the girl who worked here before didn't like the cats. And she's like, yes, I love cats.
The cats, sure.
And, what I find here at Workout 32789 is just, we're not all these buff, crazy bodies, because most people aren't. And most people are afraid to walk into a fitness facility because they're intimidated. And we want to try to change that, because there are so many people that we can help, and people in my fitness industry can help. And we want to take that fear away of walking in the door, of that intimidation. So here we're really friendly, and I loved Sheryl from the second that I met her. I was like, yep, she's hired. I didn't do anything the way I was supposed to do it, and you would have been really mad at me.
You probably.
But I called her a couple hours later. I'm like, I know you have a job right now, but we would really like you to work here. So,
and I said immediately that I had already quit my other job.
Because you were unhappy there.
I wasn't unhappy, but it was not what I was looking for, not what I wanted. And I was super excited when I left my interview here.
Yay!
Because it was meant to be.
It was meant to be. And no, Sheryl, when she came to us, I just want to state this. So I guess it's 13 months ago. You were what, 50 or 60 pounds heavier? 50 pounds heavier. And she was still beautiful and nice and whatever. And I wanted her here. It didn't matter when somebody walked in the door if they saw someone who was heavier or overweight, because that's who we work with. I mean, you want people to feel comfortable. And Sheryl just, has that presence. And you make people feel comfortable. And you can talk to people one-on-one. She's not talking to the rest of the world out here, but she can talk one-on-one. So over this 13 months, we've all seen Sheryl really just lose weight slowly over time. And the funny thing is, people in the last 3 weeks, month, have really taken notice of Sheryl and saying, wow, you look great. And they don't realize that she's lost all this weight. And then talking to Sheryl, I didn't realize that from her highest point, she was over 100 pounds heavier?
110.
110 pounds heavier. So, you're like a small little pea now. And people would walk in now and think, yes, we've got someone who looks just great, looks the part, and she works for a workout studio. But what I find most interesting with Sheryl is she does not talk about weight loss at all. And you never have. You never have talked about weight loss. Your main objective is to feel good, I think.
Yeah.
And so can you tell, I know you don't want to talk too much, but you need to. I got to stop talking.
It used to be about weight. I mean, just like everybody, it was about, losing the weight and being more in the physical. And that mind shift happened probably about 6 or 7 years ago. And I started looking more towards my health and not as a weight. And knowing that if I was healthy and feeling good and energy levels were good, the weight would come off. And it has. Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely. And there's also a lot of foods that, I eat, but Sheryl, you can't eat them. And you feel like because you weren't healthy back then, however many years ago that was, it totally sort of changed your body. And so now you realize you're so in tune with your body. Talk about the inflammation a little bit. And
so due to overwhelming amounts of stress and putting myself last and not taking care of myself, like a lot of people, I had a really intense job that took a lot of time. I was taking care of a lot of sick and older animals at my house. And, there was nights I would come home from working a 13-hour day and ramen noodles. That was it.
If you eat those now.
I couldn't even, I was so tired sometimes I couldn't even open a bottle of wine. And just doing that for too much time just took its toll. And when I finally moved, we moved from Richmond to Ohio, and I took a break. And my husband is very, very supportive, and he told me that my job, because I wasn't working outside the home, was to work on me and to get healthy. So I have amazing support at home.
Which is key. That's one of the... If you don't have a spouse, then find a friend, or find a coach, or find someone who will be that support system to you. Because, guys, we can't do this alone. Teamwork, whatever you're doing, you need a team. So find a friend, find a coach, I don't know, what's a good suggestion? It's hard to do this alone.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be scared to ask for help.
Absolutely.
If some of you do have questions, Sheryl is not going to talk about anything now, but I'm sure if you, message in and say, you want to ask her some other questions, she'd be happy to answer those for you. But now talk about a little bit about your strength training and how you feel that would be. We're trying to get her to do a little more. She goes up and down with her because everything's not perfect. We want to know, right?
That is one of the things that I have always struggled with is the exercise. I think food, because you have to eat, it's a good thing and it's not a good thing. The exercise always gets pushed to the side.
Well, the good thing is
Poor
sometimes...
time management.
Poor time management, because she works really hard, which I'm so appreciative for. But like today, there was a little 10-minute lapse, and Chris was in here talking to her. I'm like, get your ass on the reformer. So she did, and now it's going to be sore tomorrow, which makes me happy. But also going back to the food a little bit, I want to go back to the food a little bit, because you don't really talk about it. It's just so strange for me as a coach and a trainer. People obsess over food. So talk about your mindful eating a little bit.
That one's tough.
Oh.
But
it seems so easy for you.
It is and it isn't. I miss gluten. I miss warm, crusty bread and a glass of wine and a big hunk of cheese. But I don't miss how I feel. So I keep that in perspective. And, this has all happened over probably about 7 years of making small changes. And it's not just the food. It's changing from using plastic in the kitchen to all glass. It's to help with the endocrine disruptors. It's changing from processed foods to no processed foods. It's first and foremost dropping soda and fast food.
Right?
Was the first thing I did, and that's still to this day. Don't go back. Taco Bell is history.
I love that, because it is those small things. People who are out there drinking sodas and Diet Cokes, I know how addictive they are because they can't stop doing it. But once you stop, it's those small little things. And that's what we suggest, doing one thing at a time. Don't say, today, it's the new year. In 2 weeks, I've got to stop drinking Diet Coke. I have to exercise 7 days a week. I have to, eliminate all sugars, all carbs. I'm going to go gluten-free. I'm going to go on a paleo diet. You're setting yourself up for failure, because you're not going to be able to do all those things, and then you get the effects, is what I call it. So I love that. That's amazing. Like, she took 7 years, but look at the changes that she had made, and you're still continuing to make them. Just like with the exercise.
Refining.
I'm going to be on her butt about that. I'm going to be in her butt, I'm going to feel her butt, her arms. But the good thing is she's got somebody here. We got a whole team here that's going to do that for her. Anything else that you can think of that you would want to share just for some motivation or inspiration to going into 2018?
Take it a day at a time. And again, it's not, my goal is to be healthy. So it took going to a functional medicine doctor and finding out what my food sensitivities are, and then doing, having a plan and trying to heal my gut and decrease the inflammation. And it's been a process that I've been walking through. And, everything to some extent has worked to a point, but then I've needed to refine it, and that just kind of brings me to where I am now. And now I really have to work on the exercise part.
So do you feel when you were way back, whatever, it was 7 or 8 years ago, that you were so unintuned with your body?
Oh, absolutely.
And now, because she came back last year, if I remember, she came back from Christmas last year, and she was just not herself. And it's because she said she stopped at Starbucks and had, for some people, you'd be not feeling anything, but you're so in tune with your body now that you're just like, oh, I had a little of this and I can feel it.
Yeah, for me, I don't get as much the physical. I don't get migraines from eating the wrong thing. I don't get, raging bowel issues with eating the wrong thing and stuff like that, or, things that you would associate with eating the wrong thing, your body and your GI tract reacting. I get overall inflammation and puffiness, and then I get the brain fog and the exhaustion, and it's more of a mental thing.
Yeah, that brain fog. That's not good.
No,
that's not good at all. Well, I'm so proud of you, because watching you day after day and how you take such good care of yourself, and I know it's not easy.
Aww.
Thank you for doing this. I love you. You did it.
Thank you.